Well, good evening. Welcome to Zeke's Garage. Tonight I'm going to spend a little bit of time on Kim here, and we're going to paint some of these yellow panels. I've got some paint that's just a rattle can that I found at Lowe's, I believe it was, that's kind of close. It's relative, way closer to that gold than yellow is. So going to scuff the clear a little bit with my orbital sander and mask off a few things and give it a little squirt, see if we can't make this thing not stand out so bad. So let's get on that. Okay, we got that pretty well scuffed up. I'm gonna wipe it down and put a little paint on it and see what we got. Okay, I put a little masking tape around some of the corners, and I just want to kind of shoot this piece of this fender, see what we're gonna look like here. So let's go. So this is what I found that was super close to the color. Rich, elegant, textured finish, and I didn't worry about the textured finish, but the color was super close on this thing. I don't even see where it says what color this is now. Anyway, it's giving me a real, you can see my run right there. You know, and it's not covering, it's going on really transparent. So I'm gonna have to put something underneath this. Probably sand off what I've done here after it dries good. Put something underneath it, and then put that on top if I'm going to. So we need to go to plan B with this paint. So I'll get back to you. All right, it's the next day. I'm back on the project. I just got back from the home store where I guessed on my paint color because I forgot to take the cap with me. But I think I did pretty good here. Look at this. There's the one I was trying to match by memory. Look at that, guys. Let me just drop it. That's awesome. And then, you know, as far as matching the color of the truck, that's pretty dang close, I'd say. So here we go. Let's get some of this. I think I'm going to sand my flow indicators a little bit there. But let's get going on this before it gets too hot. After a little bit of work here, look at that. Looks way better than the yellow, right? I think so. Now it's not going to be an eyesore going down the road anyway. It's a pretty close match. Close enough that I don't care. I'm going to let this dry up good and maybe throw a little bit of gloss clear on it and go from there. So wow, yeah, that really made the truck look way better. Happy with that. So I've just spent a little bit of time blowing a little clear on this guy. And look at this thing in the sun with a little bit of shine to that flat paint. It's amazing. That's awesome. I do have a few runs in it and whatnot, but you know what? It's a work truck. As Matt keeps telling me, it's a work truck. It probably would have been okay with the yellow fenders, but I didn't want to stand out that much, so there we go. That's going to be close enough. I'll let this bake in the sun. It's going to be like 93 today. But I'll let this, and it's hot now. I don't know what it is. It's like 9:30 in the morning, but it's super hot now. But I'll let that cook, and we'll peel some masking in a couple hours. All right, good morning. This here has had 24 hours to set up. So we're gonna start pulling some of this away and see what we got here. Okay, looks good if you don't look too close. They do have some yellow stripes here and there where I didn't mask it quite good enough that are gonna bug me. But hey, it looks way better than bright yellow. And again, it's just a work truck, right? So it's probably good enough. On to the next project. All right, Kyle's putting the new battery in. One more thing off the list. We'll watch him ride the struggle bus here for a minute. That's a pain down there in that hole.
It is.
It's like, really, Chevy? Whose idea was that? Those engineers don't have to work on them. They just engineer them, get paid the big bucks, and then, you know, us grease monkeys have to figure out how the hell we're gonna get our arm down in the hole.
Yeah, have like the Toyotas and stuff like that, the tiny.
Good morning and welcome to Zeke's Garage. It's a nice morning here. Gonna get on some things before it gets too hot. It's supposed to be 100 degrees today. So this guy here behind me, the scrap truck, we're gonna get back on it and gonna look at the taillights today, see if I can get them wired up and working and replaced with some new stuff. So let's get going. Okay, it's off with the old and on with the new. And it's no wonder this light didn't work at all, because the ground wire is just hanging out here, not going anywhere, and I don't even see it in the harness. And then the ground wire on this side wasn't even hooked up and didn't have a terminal on it, so hence the problems. These lights are broken, so I'm gonna put these new lights on that I bought from Amazon. They're part Sam find. Part number's right there if you're curious. But yeah, they're going on there. And it looks like I'm not even gonna have to drill holes, because these holes right here are gonna work. So bonus. Let's get on with this. Okay, I got my holes drilled for my wires to pass through there. I got the new lights all mounted up on both sides here. So now it's off to the fun part, the wiring. Let's get going. So I want this wiring to work more than 5 minutes. So I gutted this thing clear back to the factory harness there and pulled it out. It had a 7-way trailer plug mounted there that was, wow, sketchily wired. So I cut all that out. And that's all the main harness. I can see the yellow, the green, and the brown there for the tail and the 2 brake and turn signals. And then the rest of that goes to the 7-way. But I need a 7-way and probably a new bracket maybe, depending on how that, I don't know. We'll see. I'll clean that one up. But I got to get me some parts. So that's going to do it on this guy for today. We'll get some parts ordered from Amazon and I'll get back to it. So we'll be back with some more. Alright, I'm in the middle of putting on some decals on my side windows here. I'll tell you the story about these here in a little bit. And here's the other side. Same thing, just in white. Alright, here we go. We're going to tell you the story about those stickers. So this truck came from a special place, it has a special legacy. And that decal, or those two decals are kind of a tribute to where it came from. So this truck was purchased new out of Montana by a friend of mine's father. This friend of mine lives in the neighborhood here, and he was just a neighbor in the beginning, and over time he's become a great friend. And I've been working for him doing scrap metal on the side for 10-15 years, running his truck, just driving his route and picking up the scrap metal for him. And a year ago or so I expressed an interest in buying a truck and getting into this scrap metal thing for myself, and asked him, you know, if I had his blessing and if it was okay if, you know, I didn't want to step on his toes or anything. And he says, no, it's super cool, I get it, you know, it's something you can do, you know about it now. And so he was wholeheartedly open to me doing that. So I was looking for a truck. Well, this truck in the beginning, in 06, his father purchased it from a dealership in Montana. And then he drove it and drove it and drove it and used it as a work truck. And then he gave it to his son, who I'm friends with here. And his son drove that thing and worked it to death. And during that time is when the wife and I were driving it for about 3 years on this, you know, on the weekends, working the scrap metal route for him. So we have history with this truck. So I don't know, about 2 years ago, my buddy decided that he was going to pick him up a new truck, and did so, and gave this one back to his dad. So his dad went to work on putting this truck back together. He put new seats in it, and he bought the fender and the door that you saw me put on this thing and paint. And he's done some other work to it to fix it back up and put it back on the road as a really nice truck. But during that process, while this thing was sitting in his driveway being worked on, he and his wife were tragically killed in a car accident. And this truck became part of their estate. Now, with my previous conversation with my buddy here, he knew I was interested in having a truck, finding a truck, and with this one available, he come to me and offered me this one. He says, "Are you interested in this truck?" I says, "Well, yeah. I already have history with this truck. I know about it. It'd be something that I could slip right into and start working on and get it all fixed up." So that's how I acquired the truck, and I figured his father and his mother deserved a loving tribute to this truck. They were great people. Wife and I had met them at a few family parties and whatnot. I didn't know them too personally, but what I did know of them, super cool people, and would give you the shirt off of their back if you asked them for it. So, and I even heard that Ron had a legacy of giving his sons trucks when they fell on hard times and needed something to make money with. So they my buddy and his brothers got together and decided that this truck coming to me was a nice tribute to his dad. So that's how I acquired the truck, and that's the tribute behind the decals that I just put on it. So wanted that to be a part of this truck and continue that, you know, that memorandum of him, so of them actually. So there you go. There's the story of the decals there, and where the truck came from. Right, so I've been spending some time at the computer here to sort out what all these wires are. We've got right turn, left turn, and tail right there. Red is power to the 7-way switch. This green is going to be reverse. This one here was factory terminated, won't be used. This blue is the electrical power to the trailer brake, and this black is supposedly going to be ground. So here on my new guy, I've got purple, which is the reverse, white, which is ground, so that'll go to my black. The black to the red and blue to the blue. And then my other 3 are here, brake, tail, and turn. Turn for both sides, and left, right, and marker. So looks like we're sorted out that way. This extension here, I think is gonna get welded right around here. I'm gonna stick my floor jack underneath here, make this thing level, weld this up really good in there. And then this guy I'm gonna mount out here. It's a 7-way and a 4-way. Probably just weld this bracket on right here, and these wires will just get hooked together there, and then run the others to my new taillights here, and these park lights here, these at the back. So easy peasy now that it's sorted out. Just get going on it. Okay, before I tackle this wiring, I'm gonna weld this receiver into the receiver hitch and then brace the extension. So I'll get to that. Okay, I've got her all ground and cleaned up, and I've got her lifted, leveled, so time to weld. Okay, so here's my harebrained idea of bracing this thing. I've got a C-channel up here that goes from frame rail to frame rail. I'm gonna drop her down and just weld her on there, and I've already welded that guy up really good, so she ought to be rock solid at that point. We'll get to welding. And there she is, all welded in. Now I'm gonna get my trailer connector bracket and probably weld it to either this guy or this guy. Okay, that trailer plug bracket's welded on there, and I painted up the whole mess there. So while that dries, I'm gonna move on to building this thing a tailgate. This 4x4, I guess it is. 6x6 maybe, I don't know. Just, you know, you need something along the back here to keep all your stuff from sliding out the back. So you usually build something, you know, 9 or 10 inches tall, because you're over here dumping barrels over the back of this thing. And then there's times that you need to lift this thing out so you can load engines and stuff. So I found me a piece of PVC that's round that fits down in the square, the 2-inch square hole. It probably should be steel, but I don't have any steel at the moment, so this Schedule 40 PVC is going to suffice for now. And then I've got a 2x4 and a 2x6 right here that I'm going to stack. So I've got a total of 9 inches of height in the tailgate, and then it'll butt up against the PVC, and I'll drill the PVC and maybe carriage bolt it through to both of these, so it'll just stand up against the PVC and we'll be good. So on to that project while my paint's drying. Okay, there's the pre-assembly. That's about what I'm after there. So I just gotta drill some holes in these and bolt it up, and that guy will be there. That's gonna be nice. That's about the right size.
Should have got some white ones.
All right, this evening we are busy changing these headlights, because man, these old ones. Say hi to Squeaker Cheese, everybody. These old ones were really bad and didn't clean up. They look better on camera than they do in person. That's kind of crazy. But I found these Amazon ones for $80 that are the upper and lower for both sides. So couldn't pass that up. And these sure come out of here really easy. So we're changing headlights tonight. We'll get on with that. Okay, so these new headlights, I guess it's the other one, isn't it? And you wrap it all up. The marker light in this is an amber. So we had to run to the store and get some amber bulbs for the little light here because they're clear from the factory. So we're putting some amber ones in here. So we got an amber bulb in there. That, and then I'm replacing these because they were all just heat taking all the amber off of that, so got new ones of those. Alright, that guy looks dead, so discard. Like so. Okay, this one matches the grill. These just mount with this clip. It just goes in. You put this behind the tab there, and this goes in. But you gotta get all these bulbs mounted first. Can't tell if I got that. It's in there. I guess I did. Okay, and then it was the amber here, huh? Let's see, they go like that. And then look in. I need a little more room here. And then there's that tab. Lock that back behind there, and then this tab just pushes in right in there. And that one's mounted. Okay, and this one we're gonna peel this stuff off first so we don't have to get back behind the grill and things to do that. Alright, and then these, you don't want to touch these with your oily fingers, so you got to be careful with these while you mount them. But they should just go in a quarter turn. Boy, that doesn't quite go a full quarter, but it's in there. That one went. I wonder if this one's gonna... Man, I don't want to break it, so I'm not going to. Alright, and these just kind of set in here, back behind the grill. Drop in these tabs up here. And then this aligns with that. Feels like it's not sitting on. Okay, and then where'd you put the... Mine was in this way, so I guess I'll... Alright. I still don't think that's gonna... Oh, there it is. Cool. And then like so. Alright, other side's the same. Okay, there's the finished product. Makes this truck look brand new from the factory again. That amber bulb gives that whole lens an amber look. You can't see the other amber one that we changed, but that one's gonna be amber now too. But wow, it needed that. That was a well spent $80 from Amazon there.